Hi Shogi fans, in this video I want to show you problem number 1 of Shogi Zukou, composed by Kanju and it's made in 69 moves. This problem is thought to be one of the best in Kanju's 100 problem. You're going to see a brilliant feature in it. So now let's see how it goes. So the first move is you drop the silver to 5D. If the king goes to this way, it's gonna be an easier and earlier mate by dragon check. And if he takes this lance, dragon check again. So it's a really simple checkmate. So in the second move, the king will go to this way to 9e, oh, sorry 7e, and then you take this promoted pawn by the knight. King will go to 8f, taking the lance. Now here's the first difficult point. Normally you would promote this bishop now to 9e here, making a nice check. But after that the king can move to here on 7f. And now look at this. Well, now there's nothing that attacker's side can do here. You see, he can't drop a pawn here because it's made with the dropped pawn. So this bishop promotion is wrong answer. So what are you gonna do? Well, a typical way to avoid a mate with a dropped pawn is often under promotion, like this, bishop to 9e unpromote. So now if the king goes to this way, you can drop a pawn, yes, but if the king goes to here, well, you see, it's mate with a dropped pawn again. So the first difficult point in this game is how you can avoid mate with a dropped pawn here. So I'm going to show you the answer here, and that's this marvelous move, dragon to 6f, an incredible dragon sack. So what will take it with dragon, but now you can promote this bishop and king 7f. And look at this, you can drop a pawn now because the dragon will take it, so the horse will take it, and king 8e. So we've passed the first gate now, but the primary feature will start from here. Well, because once again this position is a difficult situation for attacker side, because he simply moves his horse to here. The king can go to 8f, sorry 7f. In order not to let the king escape to this way, you're gonna have to drop rook to here. But you see, it's simply made with a drop pawn again. And if the horse goes back, the king goes back. And you see, this is a repetition draw. Oh, I mean, it's not a draw, it's an illegal move. Repetition with perpetual check is illegal in Shogi. So what are you gonna do here? So here, if you're a pretty good player, you might be able to find this move. It's rook to 8d. Well, it looks like a good sacrifice because after the king takes it, now we can move the horse to here. So the horse has to go down to 8c. And the best way here is to take the silver with the gold here. Pawn will recapture, and then you drop the pawn. King 9b. You silver drop. King runs, and you can take this pawn. King takes, and you pull back the gold. King to 9a. Well, it kind of makes you feel you're in the correct line, but interestingly, it's made with a drop pawn again. Unbelievable. So it's no mate. Now, let's go back to here. What's the correct move here? Well, if you look at this position carefully, you might get curious. This bishop, what is he doing there? Well, it seems it's doing nothing, but actually this is the key to solve this problem. And so the correct move here is this. Rook drop to 1e, and it's forking the king and the bishop. So now basically the king side will have to drop a piece to block the check. I mean, if he runs, it's a simple checkmate, of course. You take this silver and then swing the rook over to here to checkmate. So what piece should he drop to block? Right, now let's start by seeing what happens if the king side drops a less valuable piece, and maybe the lance is good, because if he does so, the horse will move to here, king 7f, and then attacker side can take this bishop, checking again, so the king side will have to be able to block it again here by his pawn drop. So but here now this is an earlier mate, because horse can move back, king goes back, and here you have a really good move. You're gonna drop this bishop you just got to here, and if he runs, it's simple checkmate, the horse check here, and you see you can make this check by the rook, so it's an easy mate. So basically the lance will take it. You see this 7f square is now blocked, so now you can make this check, horse to 9e. Now the king can't go to this way, so now king to 7d, and then you can take this knight, making a check again. And well, let's say he drops a lance to here, blocking, but then you can drop a knight. The king side has to go back to 8c, but then right, I can take it. And you see, if we go into the similar line we've just seen, look at this. Right, this rook check is available, so it's a simple mate here. So maybe king 7c, but dragon check, checkmate. So as you can see, blocking the rook's check by a less valuable piece doesn't work for the king side. Yeah, here, okay. So now let's see what happens if he drops a gold to block. Well, in this case, you can simply take it. After bishop recaptures, well, horse check, golden head. It's too simple. So and blocking with a piece in other squares like this, or maybe dropping a piece to here, for instance, will be also other mates basically with this kind of move. We take the bishop and checking. So now I'm going to show you the correct way to block this check, and it's this rook drop to 2e. Now in this case you can't mate it with the similar moves you've seen starting from horse to 9e, because after you take this, you can block it with a piece here, and you see if you make the same moves here, well, he can even run here because you can't make this check here, right? But let's say he simply takes this bishop and is still not a mate. After these moves, knight check, and here you make this rook check on 1b. You see this rook's defense is great. He can block it, and this is no mate. So this is the meaning of this rook drop to 2e, blocking check. Right, so after this rook drop to 2e, the correct line is to just take it. So the bishop will recapture, and now what? Well, now you move this horse to 9e, so king to 7f. Well, now, right, you drop the rook to here on 2f, making that fork again here. So now let's see what piece is kingside gonna use to block it? First, let's see what happens if he drops a pawn to here. Well, this is an audio mate because horse check, king goes back. And right, you can take this bishop by checking. Let's say he simply blocks it with pawn to 5e, for instance. Well, then once again, this bishop drop, lance takes, horse to 9e, king 7d, horse check, lance block, knight check, and well, see, it goes into the similar line, but you see, oh, actually, you don't have to drop the silver in the first place. You can just take this pawn here. And right, this dragon check is really powerful. You see, it's a checkmate. So, blocking with a pawn drop doesn't work for the king side here. So, but if you drop any piece to other squares, you know, like lance to 6f, for instance, gonna be also made after this line. You see, so the correct move here is now once again this rook drop to 3f. Right, now let's see that we can't make this king by the similar moves starting from horse to 7f, sorry, 7g. Well, because you can take this bishop, yes, but after he blocks it, right, the bishop dropped to here, and well, the rook can take this, but that's not the point here. If he takes it, it's mate he wants, so he's not gonna take it. He'll take with the lance, so horse check, king 70, and horse check again, lance block, and here, you see, you can't make this knight check because of this rook's defense. So this line is not a checkmate. So after this rook drop to 30f, right, once again you're gonna have to take it. So bishop recapture, so you're always exchanging the rooks. There's always one rook in your hand and another in the king side's hand. So, well, you know the next move, right? Right, horse comes over to here, and after king goes back, yeah, another fork by the rook drop. So because of all the things I've explained, the best move for the king side is right, dropping the rook to here, and simply you're gonna have to take it. So bishop recaptures, yes. So now you're starting to see the main feature of this problem, right? This bishop is moving along, zigzagging along these two ranks. So right, the next move is horse to 9e, kicking out the king to the f rank, and then right, the same rook drop, and the rook block is the best he can, so you can take it. Bishop comes over near to the king again, and yes, the horse to 7g, king 8e, and now what? Well, this time it's not rook to drop to 5e, it's gonna be just taken with a silver. It's nonsense. So the feature of consecutive rook drops are over. So now you're going into the mating line from here, and that is, well, actually I've already showed you this move. It's rook drop to 8d, and I've told you that this wasn't gonna be a mate, but well, there's a difference. Right now the bishop is here as opposed to here, and when the bishop is here, it's a mate. So let's see why. King takes, horse to 9e, the king goes back, you take the silver, pawn recaptures, and here don't keep going with the similar line. This pawn drop is gonna be no mate. You see, mate with a drop pawn. So instead of simply dropping a pawn to 8d, what you're gonna do here is you're gonna move this knight to here, making a beautiful sacrifice. Now let's start by seeing what happens if the king runs. Well then, silver check. You can take this pawn, gold goes back, and at this position, alright, this knight can leap over to h-c, making a checkmate. So the king cannot run to 9b here, and well, if he takes with silver, it's really simple. So basically, kingside will have to take with the lance. Well, what was that sacrifice for? You're gonna see the reason later. So pawn drop now, king to 9b, silver drop, king runs, you take the pawn, and gold to 7b, king 9a. And here, oh well, this is not a mate with a drop pawn. Look at this, bishop's diagonal is defending the king's head now. And now you see why that knight sag was necessary. The lance had to get out of that diagonal. So now you can drop a pawn to 9b, and yes, the bishop will have to take it. So silver recaptures, promote, king takes, and the next move will be this bishop drop, which used to be here, and king 9a. Well, now the primary feature of this problem is now over, but the concluding moves of this problem is also brilliant. Now, from this position, you're gonna sacrifice this gold to 8b. King will take it, and you promote this pawn, opening the horse's diagonal. Oops. So, the best the king side can do is to move to this way, 7a. But you see the next move? It's this wonderful horse sack to 6b. King takes it, and silver promotes. King goes back to 6a. The promoted pawn approaches. Then this is the last move. Promoted silver to 5b, gold on head, and checkmate. Well, it sure is an excellent problem. Alright, so hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.